Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. Welcome to a new episode of the social media scene. What is going on today? On today's episode, a couple of things. Facebook groups give experts special distinctions. Clubhouse launches its own version of direct messaging. And Twitter and its fleets sync. More on that. And of course, a valuable lesson is learned in social media and job recruiting. And I'll tell you all about that and more in just a second. Don't go anywhere. I will be right back. Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. How is everybody doing? Let's get that music turned down just a wee bit. Yes. Happy Friday, everybody. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, if you are on Twitter, better known as Twitter to some, welcome. Happy Friday. Thank you for coming to a new episode of the social media scene. Who am I? I am not Petey Pablo. I am Alice Fuller, principal consultant of, Sheer Social. Now, what in the world is that? Sheer Social is my social media marketing training and consulting business. Yes, in case you're wondering, I do social media management too. I do some of that too. But primarily, I do consulting and training. And I work a little bit in television too. Just a wee bit. So that's what I do. But this right here, this is a social media scene. This is where week to week, I give you the highlights, the updates, the ups, the downs of what is going on in the world of social media. And I add a little entertainment flavor just to keep it fun. Because in a minute, people, in case you haven't noticed, it's all just going to be media. There's a big convergence going on. Be observant. In a minute, it's all going to just be media. But right now, social media is over here, television is over here, and sometimes they meet in the middle. So I do talk about a little bit of that. So if you are new, hey, thank you. Wonderful. How you doing? Now, don't be shy, new people. There's comments. You can make comments everywhere. I do want this to be a conversation. And maybe one day you can be my co-host or my special guest. I'm always looking for a special guest or a co-host. That's right, because I like having a dialogue. Now, if you come every week, you are so appreciated. Thank you. And if you are watching the replay, I appreciate you too. Because I know, like most live streamers know, you'll probably get more people watching the replays than sometimes you do the actual live stream. Yeah, kind of hurts our ego a little bit. But as long as you watch, that's what we care about. So thank you everybody for coming through. Now, what I need you to do me this solid. Go ahead, share this stream with friends and frenemies. Your frenemies too. Go ahead, share this stream in those places and spaces conversations about social media are going on. And I especially want you to slide this stream right under the nose of those individuals who think they know every blessed thing about social media, but different. You don't put them on blast, but different. Just slide this right under their nose right quick on your Facebook pages, retweets. If you're on YouTube, send them the link, do whatever it is you need to do so they're not out there just talking willy-nilly as they often do without any, resources. So this, I hope today will be a useful resource in what is going on in the world of social media, because some important things did pop off this week. A little bit. Every week there's something going on, but certain weeks are more important than others. This week, specifically, Facebook groups. If you are a Facebook group admin, got some great news for you today, because Facebook is really giving y'all the extra love and allowing you to kind of pull out the experts from the crowd and give them special distinctions and a couple of privileges too. And I'll tell you more about that. Also today, gotta talk about this new channel, the direct messaging that Clubhouse has begun. I'll tell you exactly what it's called. And if you're still on Clubhouse, this might prove useful. I think so. I think it'll prove useful to a lot of you, but I also see potential drama lurking. Because there's always some drama on Clubhouse. Now, also today, for those of you that are on Twitter, my tweeple, in case you haven't noticed, if you were using fleets, not for the biological reasons. No, I mean, I'm talking fleets on Twitter, the stories. Well, you won't have long to continue doing so. No, not too long. Not long at all. And I'll tell you what the end date for all the fleets will be. And it's real soon. So I know some of you are disappointed, but it is what it is. Things come and go in this world of social media. And also today, gotta talk about this lesson in social media, this valuable lesson in social media and job recruiting that a local business in Michigan learned the hard way. I feel kind of bad for him, but then again, there's a part of me. But anyway, there's a lesson in it, and I'll impart what I think the biggest lesson is and what this small business learned. So that's the rundown for today. So welcome to the social media scene. Now, while you are sharing, let me go ahead and do one little thing just to make sure everything is looking and sounding the way I have worked so hard to do. Okay, cool. I can be seen and I can be heard. That's even better. So let me just get that music out of here a little bit more. Yeah, just go ahead. We want the music to flow right underneath, but we don't want to be in competition with it. So I think I've got the good ratio going now. Okay, so let's get the production going. And I can't start the production without what? My clapboard. Where's my clapboard? Gotta start. It's not official until I have the clapboard. There it is. Come through, clapboard. There you go. Yep. All right, now we can officially start. Okay, let's do this because that's distracting me to no end. Okay, there we go. So for those of you that are Facebook group admins, if you are a Facebook group admin, now is the time for you to officially pull closer to your phone, television, iPad, whatever device you are listening to this show on, because this, I think, is good. Now, for those of you that are admins of Facebook groups, if indeed because you're the sheriff in town, it's your group, you probably have an idea who are the experts, the real experts in your groups. Those people that are always sharing great advice, sharing good tips, and you've checked out their profile, and indeed they are an expert, not just on Facebook. They are an expert in whatever field or whatever topic you've created this group around. Well, Facebook understands, there's an opportunity in that. And Facebook is going to give you, as a Facebook group admin, an opportunity to give these experts a little bit of shine. What I mean by shine is you're going to be able to give them a little badge. And people love acknowledgement, especially in social media. So you're going to get an opportunity to provide these experts that you select a badge, so that when they start posting in the Facebook group, people know that, hey, this is somebody I've designated as the group admin or the owner of the group as an expert. And so listen. Not that we're not saying you don't listen to everybody. That's not what we're saying. But this person specifically, I have given some distinction to as an expert, and Facebook has empowered me to give them a special badge, and they can, with my permission, they can do some other activities in the group as well. So this this is a good thing. I think this is going to be uh, a great way to engage people in a new way. And I think, too, for a lot of you, you can deputize, so to speak, some people who are experts in the group. And now you don't have to worry about doing all the conversation yourself. You don't have to worry about, providing all the content. You don't have to be the party starter all the time. So with this new distinction, the person you define as an expert, now they can opt out if they want to, and some just might. But at the end of the day, they have the option to say, you know what? Thank you for that. No, I just want to sit up in the cut and lurk and come in, but I don't want the special badge. Okay, that is their right. Now, the other piece to that is, as an admin, if you decide at any time, hey, you know what? I think I changed my mind. I think I changed my mind. I do not want this person designated as an expert. You can do that too. So thank you, Facebook, for doing that. And I hit the wrong button as usual. And if you are going to designate these particular people in your groups, you should understand too that this is available through the desktop and mobile. And these individuals that you have designated as an expert, they can host Q&As. Okay, of course, you want them to share their perspectives on certain topics and, respond to questions. So I think as a group admin, that works wonderfully for you, because once again, that takes a little bit of the pressure off of you to always be that go-to within the group. Now, here's the other piece too. Now, Facebook says, look, we're going to start testing this a little bit more, especially in the fitness and gaming groups. Okay, all right. So, with that, in the fitness and gaming groups, what they're going to do is these people that are experts, they're going to be given the privilege of inviting other people to the group that they're already in. Okay, that's different. All right. So it's say if I'm an expert, if I'm designated as an expert in a social media group or some of these other groups that I'm a part of, then, well, in this particular case, it would have to be in a fitness and gaming group. And the likelihood of me being in a fitness group is kind of laughable. But okay, just imagine. But just imagine, okay? So I'm given the privilege of inviting people that are not already in the group as an expert. Like, I got some people on my fan page. I'm an expert. I have a fan page. I've got a good community on my fan page. And I want to invite these people on my fan page to come to the group. So Facebook is going to give group admins the power to allow these experts to do that. So at the end of the day, I think this is a good tool, a good use of the people that are in your groups, because like I said, people love to get acknowledgement. And if indeed they are an expert, why not leverage them as a group admin or moderator, whatever title you're giving yourself? So once again, you are taking full advantage of all the resources right there under your nose within the group. So I'm not giving Facebook any big ups because they don't need any extra. They really don't. But I do think this is a great way to really leverage people, certain people within your groups. So let's go over here to the Facebook blog so you can see a little bit of what this might look like for yourself. And of course, they're going to show it to you on the mobile. See here we go. See, we're over here on the Facebook blog. See here, new ways to elevate knowledgeable experts in Facebook groups. And we get down to the good part. You see here, we're launching a new way for admins to recognize knowledgeable members in the group by designating them as group experts. I already told you about that. So you get the badge. I told you about that. Now available to select groups across desktop and mobile. Of course, like I said, they can host Q&As and share perspectives, respond to questions. And I would include in that too, maybe you might allow them to do some live streams within the group, quite possibly. See here, can I make that bigger? Can I? Yeah, there we go. So you see here, this is, I don't know what, I'm gonna mess up her first name right out the gate. So we're just gonna call her Miss Chin. And as you can see here, she's got the group expert right under her name there. Cool. I know some people are going to love to have that. That's all they want in life, is to be designated as an expert. So, group admins, take advantage of that. And then, of course, here you can, here's another example of, you can add some topics. What topics are you knowledgeable about? This little piece right here. And then you can invite people to be your experts under, under whatever topic this is going to be. So that's cool. Got that going. See what else is over here. And here's the Q and here's an example of the Q and A's. Now remember too, people, do not forget that Facebook did launch its own version of Clubhouse a couple of, maybe was it 2 weeks ago, to everybody. So maybe your experts in your group can host some audio rooms. That would be good too. That's another way to leverage that. As you see in this example here, they're going live. Cool, cool. Q&A, I've been helping families train dogs 10 years. Great example here. Ask a question. So you can see here how it's going to really pop, because that right there is eye-catching. It says Q&A, biggest day, and then you got the big button, ask a question. So you can't miss that. So, okay. This is good. This is good. This is good. Now, for those of you that have not been keeping track of what's going on, I've been telling you for years now, not that Facebook pages are not useful, not that they can't be leveraged. I'm not even going to say that you shouldn't have one. I'm not at that level yet. But I will say this. Groups is where it's at right now with Facebook. One of the places. There's some other things that Facebook is focusing on. But in the last, 3 to 4 years, groups have really been the thing that Zuckerberg has been pushing people towards. Now, there's some extra reasons for that too on the business end. But he understands too that a lot of the best engagement is going on in groups, not necessarily on pages. I hate to say it for those of you that, oh, damn it, I was just about to start a page and she just, well, you still might want to start that page. But now is the time too to think about, should I start a Facebook group? Would I get more out of my effort in social media starting a group versus a page? So yeah, that's a conversation we can have when I'm not doing a live stream. But that's a conversation you really want to have if you are indeed thinking of using Facebook and Facebook marketing to grow your business. All right, so that's it for Facebook. Let's move on now to, what are we moving on to? Let's move on now to Clubhouse. Oh, Clubhouse, Clubhouse, Clubhouse. People love the Clubhouse, don't they? I like Clubhouse too, but as most people, well, for those of you or those of us in the game of marketing, social media, digital marketing, we've seen the stats and how the numbers are kind of getting a little stagnant for Clubhouse signups. And even though they've added Android, I think they waited a little too late, but better late than never, right? So when we start talking about where Clubhouse is right now, even though it's getting, the shiny toy syndrome about it is kind of leveraging off, but even Clubhouse understands we got to keep some of these things going so that we don't totally lose our audience. So let's go ahead and jump right into what they have launched recently that created such a buzz on the platform. So let's get my clapboard in here. Bam! Yes, clapboard. Thank you, clapboard. Now, when we start talking about direct messaging, we know messaging has been a social media mainstay, a cornerstone, whatever you want to call it, in social media for years, many years now. No biggie there. But where it gets into the social audio elements of things, when Clubhouse first launched, we all know we were just somewhat seduced by Clubhouse to a degree, and in some cases I might mean that literally. But when it gets down to what was so made what made Clubhouse so popular was the fact that it had that feeling of exclusivity. Oh, I'm over here and you over there, and you can't get in until I invite you. Okay. Now that Android has entered the party, some of that is not what it used to be. Now, and actually, that might be a good thing. But the other thing too is messaging, because as people come into the rooms, they come into these conversations, sometimes you want to have a conversation with somebody, especially if you're a moderator. You might want to tell another moderator that, hey, this person is getting a little out of order. Should we shut it down? Or should we pull such and such up to the stage? But there's no great way of doing that within the app. That was until this week. Clubhouse has officially announced or launched a thing called BackChannel. BackChannel. The names people come up with stuff, I just kind of wonder sometimes. Okay, so the BackChannel, not the Bat Channel, because I was like, is Batman affiliated? No, the BackChannel. This is basically direct messenger private DMs that Clubhouse is giving moderators in a room. Now, at the end of the day, it's available to Apple as well as Android. So you Android people, you can't be mad that you've been left out. You have not. So you get to chat one-on-one in the groups, and you can even send links. You can't yet do videos and all the extra stuff that you can do in Facebook Messenger and things of that nature. Baby steps, people, baby steps. But you can do right now one-on-one chats, and you can send links. But here's the other thing too. They got some other features on deck that they haven't launched yet. So I give it a couple of weeks to a couple of months, and you probably will be able to do not only links, but you might be able to do at least starting with photos, and then move up to videos. And they're saying too, you're going to get that an extra box where requests for messages will be. For I suspect, just like with Instagram Messenger or direct messaging, and with Facebook Messenger, you'll have that little box that you always forget to check. That same one T-Pain forgot for 2 years and realized he missed probably wonderful opportunities because he didn't even know that little box existed. Then there's that. So we're going to get, if you're on Clubhouse and you want to use this new version of DMs in a couple of weeks to months, you're going to get that little folder that's going to say these are people that probably are not following you, and they want to have a conversation with you in the DM. So, you will be able to slide into the DMs. Well, you'll slide into the back channel. There's no way to say that. There's no way to make it sexy. It's like with direct messenger, you got slide into the DMs. Or you can tell people DM me. Okay, we get it. But with back channel, what are you going to say? BC me? Slide into my back channel? That sounds real. Yeah, that might get you in trouble. But at any rate, so of course it is designed to help moderators chat among themselves in an active room. Of course, once your room is shut down, you can still continue to have conversations after your event. And of course, they're saying too, they want to foster text conversations that usually would happen off the app, because a lot of people, when you're on a Clubhouse, people are coming over to Twitter or Twitter DMs or if they've got their Instagram, then you slide into their DMs over there to talk about what's going on in Clubhouse. And I think at the end of the day, Clubhouse realized, you know what, we're missing a grand opportunity there, sending people off the platform. Every platform wants to keep the party right there where the party started. So at this point, you no longer will have to, well, here's the thing. It is, if you are a moderator in a room right now, it doesn't appear that if you are not a moderator in a room, you can DM people. So there's that distinction. If you are a moderator in an active room, you can utilize these back channels or a back channel or DMs, whatever you want to call them. If you are a listener in the room, then from what I can tell, you do not have this functionality. But the second you become a moderator, start your own conversations, or you get pulled up to be a moderator, then there you have it. You'll be able to DM other people. So at the end of the day, like I said before, everybody's in competition with everybody else with these social audio apps. So at the end of the day, I suspect now that that is launched, Twitter Spaces will probably have something in the next 2 weeks. Facebook rooms, live audio rooms, they'll probably launch something else in the days to come. So that's what's hot this summer right now, in case you haven't figured it out. And as things happen and evolve, I'll try to keep you abreast of what is going on. Yay. So let's move on to other news, because there's more to talk about. Indeed, there's more to talk about. Hey, my tweeple. Where my tweeple at? From the front to back. Where my tweeple? Where you at, people? So Twitter. I have been pretty vocal about how I feel about Twitter fleets. And it appears there is a lot of people in the world that agreed with me. So let's go ahead and dive into what's going to go on with Twitter fleets. Bam! And there it goes. Okay, so with Twitter and Twitter fleets, they tried, they came, they saw, they conquered absolutely nothing. And if I could say it in Latin, I would, but I'm going to get all the V's mixed up. So let me just stick to the English version. They came, they saw, they didn't conquer. And thus they're heretofore. The fleets will sink August 3rd, I do believe. No more fleets. No more fleets. Fleets are going bye-bye. So long. As far as I'm concerned, get the hell on. I didn't ask for you anyway. That's how I feel about it. But at the end of the day, you can't blame Twitter for trying, because at the end, everybody is in competition with everybody else. Everybody's got stories, right? Twitter has its version of stories. LinkedIn has its version of stories. Instagram, of course, has stories because they stole it from the Snap and Chat. Snapchat has been doing stories from the jump. We all know that. Well, for those of us who work in social media, digital marketing, whatever, we know that it all started with Snapchat. Facebook basically tried to buy Snapchat. Snapchat told them to snap the hell on. We're not having that. Go on about your business, Zuck, and all your crew. So of course, Zuck, being the man that he is and the entrepreneur that he is, he said, okay, that's fine. I'll just replicate it and bring it over to Instagram. And it took off big time. Big time. So everybody is trying to have some version of short form video known as stories and just giving it a different name. And then poor Twitter, I guess it was like, well, we don't want to be left out, so we're going to try it too. Twitter, we tried to tell you in advance. We wasn't feeling it as Tweeple. We like Twitter. We like what Twitter does. We like what we do. We like the community on Twitter. But we didn't ask for that. And so thus they're heretofore. You got until, I do believe it is August. Yes, August 3rd to get the fleets out of your system. I say that's a private joke. For those of you that know what the other types of fleets. So at the end of the day, fleets are going bye bye. You will not see them ever again, hopefully, on the Twitter. So let me show you the official word on, well, two things I need to show you. Two things I need to show you. I need to backtrack a little bit. So first, let me show you, because I forgot, I had a little Clubhouse thing to show you, but I'm going over to Twitter anyway, so I'll just make it all Twitter. So I'm going over to Twitter to show you the announcement about Clubhouse and its DMs. Hold on, so let's go there. New feature alert. Okay, so there you have the announcement, the official announcement there. Okay, we can stop that. Okay, so that was, I had to backtrack. I do apologize. I had to backtrack a little bit. Now we can go over to the announcement for fleets from Twitter. And it's not a bad announcement at all. Technically, I'm happy for it. Twitter may not be. But as you see here, let's go here. Let me open up the tweet here so you can see it officially. And there we have it. You see here, Twitter officially says we are removing fleets on August 3rd, working on some new stuff. We're sorry and you're welcome. Oh, okay. This person says here, edit button when. Uh, I don't even know how to pronounce your name, Mr. Hungry Panda. Uh, that ain't about to happen anytime soon. I don't think. Okay, then okay. Any other reactions to fleets dying? Twitter support says we hope fleets would encourage more people to join the conversation, but that wasn't the case. So we're removing them and focusing on improving other parts of Twitter. Okay. And then you've got here sargasm, Sagarcasm says the 5 people who use fleets must be really disappointed. The first good decision made by Twitter, congrats. The second good decision would be adding an edit button. We can stop asking for the edit button at this point. They know we want it. And for some, they got their reasons as to why they won't give it to us. So there it is. There you have it. We're removing fleets August 3rd. That gives you what, 2 weeks? No, about 2 weeks, a little more, to play around with fleets. And then it'll be bye bye. Okay. Oh, but then too, here's some other Twitter news. Yep. Here's some other Twitter news that you might be able to use. Now, I know a lot of you, when you think of Twitter, you think of text. And I understand that. But here's the thing. Twitter also enables us, because everybody's doing audio stuff now, to create an audio tweet. I know you're like, what the hell is an audio tweet? Okay. An audio tweet basically is, instead of you posting a photo, instead of you doing text, instead of you doing a video, that kind of thing, or an image, you can literally speak into you hit a little button right there within the tweet, and you will be able to record what you want to say. And then that recording will be posted as part of your tweet. I know some of you are like, what? Yes, trust me, it's a good thing. Trust me when I tell you, it's a wonderful thing. So when it comes down to, I know a lot of you don't use Twitter or you shy away from Twitter because you can't wrap your mind around the limitation in the text or the characters, and I understand that. But now you have an opportunity to get all your thought out, which is good, and you'll be able to, there we go. And now you'll be able to say what you want to say and post it as a tweet. But the good thing is, just this week, Twitter added captions, which is good. So let's go back over here to Twitter. Let me show you what they've done. So here you go. It says Twitter support. We took your feedback and we're doing the work to improve accessibility features, captions. Okay. Voice tweets are rolling out. Now, when you record a voice tweet, captions will automatically generate and appear. To view the captions on the web, click the CC button, just like you do some, basically some other places. So you see here, is it going to play? Okay. They could have made that bigger, but okay, they didn't. Can I make it bigger? There we go. Let me try to play it again. Okay. That's as good as it's going to get, I guess. So at the end of the day, when you start thinking about, should I use Twitter? Should I use, I'm not really comfortable with doing the text element because I feel like I can't get all my words and whatever out. You can do audio, people. You're not stuck with just text anymore. For those of you that still think Twitter, or you think of Twitter as you thought of Twitter in 2012 and everything, Twitter is, you can do so much more with Twitter now than you could ever before. So, social audio, whatever we're going to call it, that's what we're calling it now. This is one way of capitalizing on your voice and to keep it somewhat, we always preach about authentic and, trying to look authentic and be authentic. Then this is one way to get your authentic voice out here in the world of social media. So there you have it. So big ups, big ups, big ups to Twitter. Matter of fact, I like Twitter. I really do. Twitter is my social media boyfriend if it were a dude. So we're gonna give you a little shine. Here you go. I don't know how much you can hear that, but I'm giving you applause, Twitter. Just a little applause. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. There you go. Because at least you're trying. You're trying. You gotta applaud people's efforts sometime. People need that. Okay, so let's move on to my last story of the day. And this one is not about necessarily a new update or thing, or new feature, but this is just a good old lesson in social media. This is a good lesson in business. This is a good lesson in job recruiting because we know right now a lot of businesses are hurting because they can't get employees back or they can't get employees, period. So let's dive into this story. Let's go ahead and do this. Next story. So, with this particular story, and I want to give a shout out to publicist Jeremy Peppers for posting this story. If you are a small business and you are seeking applicants for your business, okay, you got to be more careful in how you say things, as you should know as grown folk. You have to be careful in how you present things, which you should know too. And you also should be careful in not just in what you say to the applicant, but also what you say internally amongst you and your co-workers and or your executive staff. Here's what I'm talking about. What had happened was, in Michigan, a boutique called the Ava Lane Boutique in Michigan. This young lady by the name of Gracie Lawrence, Gracie, I apologize for saying your name wrong. I do, but I haven't heard it said. So I do apologize if I'm saying it wrong. But let's just stick to Gracie. I can say that part right. Gracie sent in an application for a job, and that particular application was for what they called what do you call it? It was a store, kind of like a brand ambassador or store model or something like that. And in applying for this job, she did what was asked to do. Now I want you to see the job before I even go any further. I want y'all to see what the job posting even looked like. Okay. So let's see. Can I go over here to see what the job posting looks like? Here we go. So here's what it looked like. I want y'all to see this job posting so you can read it for yourselves. Now let's see. Let me share my screen with you because I want y'all to see this. Okay, here's a job posting. Okay. Now they're seeking 2 female brand ambassadors. Okay. They want you to be outgoing, driven, energetic, well spoken. Okay, cool. Join our in house sales team. All right, fine. You'll be responsible for hosting live fashion shows. Cute. Okay. On their custom app through Facebook Live with the intent, of course, selling products. Okay, cool. I mean, that's right on the cusp of what's happening in e-commerce and integrating e-commerce and Facebook Live and all of that. Okay, wonderful. You get, a little salary here, 55,000 a year. But you must complete an assessment to be considered. Okay. Your responsibilities will be hosting the live shows, as we say, recording 1-minute videos. Okay. And some other things. You got to have a bachelor's degree. All right. Got to have a love of clothing. All right. Fashion, hardworking, all of that. Additional comments: full-time salary, paid training schedule. Okay. After applying, candidates will be sent a message with an email address to send their unedited photos, selfies, and Instagram handle. This information will be required to be considered in an interview. So right out the gate, that tells you what you look like is important. Okay. All right. Right out the gate. Now, I'm not saying your looks for certain jobs should not be considered. Certain jobs, yeah, it's somewhat a given if we're honest. Certain jobs shouldn't even matter if we're honest. Okay? Now, what happened was Gracie applied for this position. She sent in her pictures, and the co-owner, it's a husband and wife team. The husband was taking over HR duties because the HR person was not available for whatever reason. His name is Chuck. Chuck, who's the VP of operations, responded to her application. In his response, he was in his mind, he was responding to someone internally within the company. Where he messed up was he sent his inner thoughts about her appearance to the applicant, Gracie. And what he said was, this girl is fresh out of college. Not that cute. Okay. She applied to the sales model position. Are you sure you want me to interview her? He thought he sent that to someone internally within the company. He sent that to Gracie. Let that sink in a minute. He sent that to the applicant, basically telling this young lady, you ain't cute enough. And I'm not even sure you're cute enough to be interviewed. Yeah, the audacity of some people. Okay, so of course, that's bad. That's real bad. It's real bad. So the first lesson is, before you send out that email, make sure it's going to the right people. That's an old lesson, because we've all sent an email to somebody we weren't supposed to send it to. It's like, oops, sorry. Or a text message, oops, sorry. Well, this particular case, sorry didn't exactly cut it. So Gracie, when she got the email, she said, okay, all right, okay, cool. So I'm not cute enough, but what I am is I am smart enough to share this email on TikTok with my followers. And of course, you know what happened next. It went viral, very viral, stupid viral, just very, 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 very viral. And so let me show you her. Let me show you her TikTok about the situation. Because what I want y'all to understand is things have changed in the world, in case you haven't figured it out. Okay. And these young people, some of this old school stuff that people got away with back in the day, they're not having none of it. None of it. So let me show you this.
So I applied for this job as a brand representative to a company called Ava Lane, and their motto is beauty through confidence. And this is an email I accidentally got sent from the VP. Enjoy. Not that cute. Not that cute. Okay. 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 It's okay.
Okay. So as you can see here, over 300,000 people gave it a heart. She got 14,000 comments here. So the shade is real. The shade is real. Now, some of you may say, you know what? Well, she should have kept that to herself. But if the company's brand was about, building confidence through beauty, Mr. Chuck did the opposite of that. Now, the thing is, what did the brand do? Well, of course, when this went viral, they had to go to social media, or they felt like they had to go to social media to respond to it, because they understood we messed up. We messed up big time. And she is deserving of an apology. So, right over here, let me show you the apology from Mr. Chuck here.
And I was trying to fill in, but I reviewed the email, I reviewed the application, I downloaded the resume, and I sent a reply back to Laura that said, that she was a recent college grad. And I didn't feel that she was that cute. So I wasn't sure if we wanted to proceed with an interview. I don't know why I said that, but I did, and I'm very, very sorry for saying that. It was very unprofessional, and really not in line with our core values here, but or my core values in general. But anyway, I sent the email back to Laura. That was about 1 o'clock yesterday. I left to go home at 5:30. I was driving one of our kids to soccer, and Laura called me and said that we'd received an email from the candidate to our customer service. And it turns out I wasn't replying to Laura. I was replying to the candidate. And I can only imagine how awful that she would feel.
You can go to the page, to the Ava Lane Boutique page, and see the rest of his teary apology. And then let me just get to the part where the wife comes on.
And I'm pretty sure the girl who Chuck has apologized to didn't mean when she asked her followers to contact us to threaten our family, the families who work here. I'm pretty sure that was not her intention, but that's what's happened. So we appreciate your support. It is okay for people to come on, they can talk about my appearance all day long, hurtful comments. Again, I don't actually think that was her intention, to talk about how horrible and hideous I am and everything that I do. That's okay. We can move on from that, but it's when you start threatening children, that's where we kind of have to draw the line. So yes, we are making our accounts private.
The big lesson, well, here's one lesson. I applaud the fact that they handled it. They went to their fan page, did video, because a lot of times a lot of people do the written statement. The publicist has, or somebody they hired, or they try to to put all their thoughts on a nice sheet of paper or in a nice little post, and they are transparent in using video to tell their version of what happened and how sorry they are. So in that sense, I think it is, I applaud that effort. But what's interesting to me is when he says, I don't know why I did it, but you do know why you did it, because you didn't think the girl was cute or cute enough to be a sales model for your company. Your thoughts, because that's what you thought, and you expressed it pretty easily in writing. And what messed you up was you sent it to the applicant. And then the other part about that is, which is interesting too, they have a daughter. They have 2 sons and 1 daughter. And in that moment, he forgot that he has a daughter too. And how would he feel if his daughter was applying for a job and somebody said, well, she's not cute enough to apply. She doesn't live up to, quote, on whatever our standard. Now, I showed you the job application. It does not necessarily say that you have to look a certain way. It does say it wants you to be a certain height and things, basic stuff. But as far as, it doesn't say you have to be blonde or brunette or anything of that nature. Not at all. But when a job application asks you for what you look like, then you're already opening up yourself to some drama like this. So from the social media aspect of it, small, because this is a small business and they are hurting right now. And, in a minute, people will get over it, because, we all make mistakes. And this is a big one, that indeed is true. But at the end of the day, will it hurt their business? Probably for a little while, maybe a little bit. The sadder part is now that some of the local news outlets have picked up this story and have begun to run with it, which is how I saw it in a Facebook group. That's how I came across it. But at the end of the day, let this be a lesson to you small business owners, especially as you are going about hiring people and as you're looking at their social media profiles and trying to see if they are a good fit for your company, understand that these tools of social media go both ways. While you're looking at their profile and making sure they're a good fit, they also have the power of saying how they feel very openly and publicly about their interview process, about what they went through in applying. So you have to be really, really careful in how you do things. But you should be careful with that regardless. Regardless. But when you understand in this current era of social media that we're in right now, you should not make this type of mistake, especially when you're dealing with, Chuck is talking about, it's my fault, no duh. But at the end of the day, there was no mention in the apology about what he said and how it could impact her as a young woman. What impact that could have on her as she's applying for other jobs. If one person thinks you're unattractive, do other people think I'm unattractive too? Should I even apply? What do I do with that? Luckily she appears to be confident in who she is and everything else. So I guess in that stance, she'll be fine. But imagine if this was another impressionable young lady who thought she was great for the position, and then you find out you're just not that cute. There's no mention of that in the apology. And yes, internet bullying is wrong, people. They made a mistake. You can be mad about it, but threatening them and doing all this stuff the internet bullies do, uh, that is not right. That's not good. And you can go to jail for that. Be mindful. In certain states, you might go to jail for threatening people from your IP address, which anybody with a little tech savvy can find. So stop the bullying. I mean, they've got a Facebook page. If you want to voice your opinion, that's there. As some people have already done, they've given them bad reviews on Google. So that's going to be there for a little while. But at the end of the day, we're in a whole new era of social media, people. So you just can't do things willy nilly anymore. And that's the big lesson on both sides of that coin, on both sides of that table with the interview. You, as a job applicant, be very mindful of what you are putting out on social media, because people are looking and they're searching. And if you think they're not going to spend a couple of minutes looking past the first day and go deep, because people have lost jobs, wonderful opportunities about things they said 10 years ago. So if you think you can't lose a job based on what you said yesterday, people are searching a decade back. You can still lose a wonderful opportunity because of what was put on social media. You can try to explain how you've evolved and everything. People aren't necessarily always that forgiving. So keep that in mind. On the other end of that table, if you are the job recruiter, you're the company, understand that these, like I said, these tools work both ways. If that application process goes awry or you treat people badly within the application process, don't think they can't go to social media and out you as a company. Okay? So let's be nice, everybody on both sides of the interview table. That's the lesson. Okay, boys and girls, grown folk and non, and grown folk and wannabe. That is the lesson. You got to be more careful in how you use these tools of communication, whether it's email, whether it's text messaging, whether it's TikTok, and whatever else. And which is interesting too, because now that TikTok, if I'm not mistaken, TikTok a couple of weeks ago, if not last week, announced that they're going to start doing, they're going to have a section just for jobs. And I'm looking at that like, oh no. Ooh, job applications and TikTok. Yeah. Okay. We'll see how that goes. But this is a wonderful opportunity. This is a great case study for you not to make this grand era, no matter which side of the interview table you may be on. Okay, so that's it. That's a wrap, people. That's all. That's all I got for you this week. It's official. It's a wrap. We out. So it's Friday. Have a great weekend. Please continue to be safe out here in these mean streets or whatever streets you may be in. Okay. Just be nice in them. Okay. Because I want you to come back next week. I do. I honestly do want you to come back next week and watch the show and engage in the show. Now, remember, I am looking for a co-host. And if you want to be a guest, please DM me, message me, email me. All these tools of communication, I'm easy to find. So if you think you want to be a co-host, please let me know, or a guest, let me know. If there's a topic related to social media you want me to discuss on the show, let me know that too. Meantime, tween time, I will see you next week. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.